everyone, and welcome to our McKinney-Vento special edition of the Teaching and Learning Show. I'm Allie Kennedy, Administrative Assistant for Teaching and Learning.
And I'm Chris Combest, Director of Teaching and Learning, and today we have a very special guest with us, Miss Tiffany Quintero. She is our new Family and Community Outreach Specialist. Miss Quintero, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, welcome, Miss Tiffany. We're so glad to have you part of the Hamilton School District team. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I can. So obviously, you already introduced me. My name's Tiffany. I was born and basically raised as well in Jasper, Florida, but kind of moved all throughout the U.S. really. And yeah, graduated in 2014, went to college, went to Santa Fe, then UF, came back for a little bit, a very short time, got married, then I had kids, and then I came back home because home is where the heart is. So I'm glad to be back.
Well, I'm so happy to have you back, and let me just say it makes me very proud to be able to say that both of you are my former students, and look at you now. So
Yep.
I really appreciate the work that both of you do.
Yes, we appreciate what you do too.
Absolutely.
So, Miss Tiffany, we've had a few people reach out to the district recently about Title IX and specifically McKinney-Vento. Could you share a little bit about this with the viewers?
Yeah. So basically, McKinney-Vento, it's a federal act that was established in 1987. You may say I'm kind of looking just a little bit because I noted some important parts that I wanted to mention to the community. But yeah, so it's a federal act started in 1987. Basically, what McKinney-Vento is for every child to make sure they have equal access to have an education. And basically, the McKinney-Vento program is for students that may not have a fixed nighttime residence. So, someone that is one night they're with grandma, one night they're with a friend, one night they're with a teacher, one night they're with a different friend. Those kinds of situations are a lot of times considered McKinney-Vento situations. Just to give an idea, if your family lives in any of the following situations due to economic hardship, they qualify for McKinney-Vento. The following situations are doubled up with others, again, due to economic hardships, if they're living in a shelter, if they're living in a motel or a hotel, if they're living in cars, parks, abandoned buildings, if they're living in tent, campers, or anywhere in a campground due to economic hardship, those situations qualify students for or to be considered McKinney-Vento. So a couple of things that McKinney-Vento students qualify for are some of the following things. For example, they receive transportation to and from the school of origin if requested. They get immediate enrollment into whatever school they're going to that's the closest to them. They receive free, appropriate public education. Another one of those big important things for me is the services themselves, or I guess, for example, you don't think about basic life things sometimes when you're in these situations. Deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, things like that. And I'm speaking a little off of what the flyer that we're reading says right now, because I didn't know in high school that I qualified to be a McKinney-Vento student. And there's so many things that I could have benefited from during that time, especially when you're talking about your seniors and you're getting ready to go to college, you have to fill out these applications. You may not be in a position where you have $50 or more for a college application, especially when you're talking about applying to multiple different colleges. So those kinds of things, McKinney-Vento can help families maneuver those situations to be able to to receive the education they need, to be able to go and get that post-education that they may need. For example, I've helped a couple of our McKinney-Vento students do their college applications, and because they are McKinney-Vento, and we're not saying they're just claiming it, they really are McKinney-Vento students, we're able to work with the universities to get some of these fees waived, because if we don't, then it's going to be impossible for them to apply to these colleges or take, these opportunities that are being presented. I'm thinking right off the bat, basically, if I could say anything to teachers, faculty, staff, admin, everybody, when you see a student may be going through some changes, or it's cold outside and they have on flip-flops and jeans and a regular shirt and maybe the slightest thinnest jacket, and not because they want to, but because it's what they have, be mindful of those kinds of things. I like to say, try to build a relationship with the students, because one of the problems that we have is identifying, right? That's the big thing, because I can't walk up to a student and say, hey, are you homeless? Hey, can you fill this form out for me? That way we can get you to be listed as McKinney-Vento. I can't do that. So forming the relationship with our students is a big part of it, because really what happens is at the beginning of the school year, we send home that residency form, right? And this huge packet of paper that we send home with the students. That residency paper is where we have the opportunity to say, hey, this person just said it. They're living in a house with another 2 or 3 other families, or they're unaccompanied. And talking about unaccompanied very quickly, as in 21-22 statistics, an unaccompanied youth alone, which obviously qualify for McKinney-Vento, there were 110,664. So that kind of gives you an idea. The federal funding for McKinney-Vento in 2023 was $129 million. So, and again, that's not money that we just give away. No, we have to use it strategically. And my supervisor, Peggy Hasty, she's the one that deals with the grant aspect of McKinney-Vento and Title IX, Title I, all the different titles. But going back to the what I was saying about the aspect of identifying those students, listening, I always tell students, as well, the students are more likely sometimes maybe to share a situation that's going on with a friend. If our students are aware of what qualifies for McKinney-Vento, they can say, hey, I know that your mom kicked you out, or your mom and your dad separated and y'all are living in a car right now, living outside of your aunt's house or something. You should try to see about McKinney-Vento, because maybe they can get you some help. There's times in my life, because life just happens, where I wish, and I know I would have qualified for it now, but I wish I would have known, hey, there are people that can give you a pair of shoes so you're not having to wear flip-flops in the winter time because they're $1 and it's what you can afford. Because at that time, the Dollar General, literally Dollar General in Jasper, I would just go and get a pair of flip-flops because it's what I had. I didn't have $20 or $30 to go get tennis shoes. So things like that, being mindful, being informed, some of the ideas or the qualifying situations that I named, those are not the only things that qualify for McKinney-Vento, but yes, identifying those residency forms that go out at the beginning of the year is a big way that we identify it. When we have people come in that are new students as well, that's a way that we kind of get to identify, hearing their story. Okay, you're transitioning. Are you transitioning with family, without family? Did something happen? All of those things. And I mean, we really, I'm telling you, I think about this all the time now that I work in this position. I wish I would have known this existed when I was in high school, because it's hard when a student, you don't know if you're going to have somewhere to sleep and eat tonight, or you don't know if, hey, am I going to be staying at so-and-so's house? Like, where do I get the bus? Oh, should I call? Trying to call mom. Mom doesn't answer. She's at work, or she's doing this or that. It's stressful. It's hard to come to school and get a good education when there's nothing else stable in life, right? So it's my heart what I do. I love my students. I love our students. I love Hamilton County. Hamilton County, a lot of students here, more than what we would think, are experiencing homelessness because there's a really big shortage of housing here. Obviously, we all know that, being a rural district. And some people, just being honest, cannot afford it. A lot of people can't afford a house right now. And you put two and two together, a lack of housing and a lack of affordable housing, it can get kind of messy. So my goal is to always bring awareness to what our community is going through, what are the needs of our community, bringing awareness in the sense of making people understand what is McKinney-Vento. I think a lot of people have the conception that, oh, it's students dealing with homelessness, but they're not living under a bridge. That's not the only thing that considers a student to be homeless. There's multiple different scenarios that can help I guess I don't want to say help. It can help a student that is experiencing homelessness is a better way to say it. So, yeah, do y'all have any questions or
Well, I just want to say
concerns?
this. You're definitely a true advocate for students and families in this community. We appreciate the job that you do.
Yeah.
If we have someone that would like to reach out regarding additional information, what would be a good contact number for you?
So you can email me, Tiffany, Tiffany .Quintero, QUINTERO.com, or feel free to always call my office, 386-792-7808 is my office number. And again, I'm here for anyone, anytime, just call.
All right, well, that's a wrap for today. Thank you for joining us, Miss Tiffany, and thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more, and we'll see you next time.